And welcome back to another episode of the FawrOut Perspective Podcast. I'm Kurt Architect.
It's your boy Y2 times God's favorite problem child.
If he says so, okay. And
he working. He always working.
He's working on all of us.
I passed some of the tests. Sometimes you don't pass them all.
What's the test you haven't passed?
Oh Lord, we getting into it.
I don't gotta do that.
Listen, how was your week, brother? What's going on with you?
It's a great diversion. My week was good, man. I'm fresh back from Pennsylvania. I went to go see meet my niece for the first time. So I was in Pittsburgh. Then I went to my hometown, Erie, PA. Hung out there for a little bit. Kind of got to recenter. Mm-hmm. All things connecting back to what makes me far out.
Yeah.
When it comes to feeling out of place and then feeling at home. And,
okay.
You know, everything, the person we have here today, the guest we have here today is somebody that embodies far out for the talented, unique, and misunderstood.
Ooh.
I do want to ask you also, how was your week though before we go into our guest?
I mean, I always say you ain't gonna ask me. We just went right into it.
I want to know how your week was too. Because my week it doubled down to like far out and what makes me feel like far out. So
yeah.
How was your week, or what's new?
My week was pretty good, man.
About to go to Vietnam, ain't you?
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. God damn it, Kurt, can I speak for myself?
My fault, man. That's popping. I got excited about that. I'm sorry.
But yeah, this will be the podcast. Probably won't come out. By the time this come out, I will be in Vietnam. I'm going to come back. You don't need to know all that, but I'm going to Vietnam. It's going to be lit. I'm going to come back with a new outlook on life. Who knows?
Hey, that's what's up, man.
I don't know. I've never been there. It was a random trip. Me and my dad's side, we every year for like his birthday, or around his birthday, we do like a overseas trip. So
nice.
Last year was Costa Rica. This year is Vietnam. So everybody like, why Vietnam? We was like, I don't know. It was between Vietnam and Thailand. And I was like, I feel like Thailand would be like a more party place, like for me and I guess the bros or whoever.
Yeah, that's fire, man.
So yeah, Vietnam, man. So you know,
your dad taking you to Vietnam?
He not taking me. I paid, motherfucker. He ain't taking me nowhere. He said, we gonna go here. And I said, okay.
That's pretty dope. My dad took me to a Steelers preseason game once when I was like 3. So
nah, that's
pretty fucking cool.
You're not even a Steelers fan, but that's
I'm not, but everyone you know what? I just want to contribute to the conversation because it's like, cool, your dad's taking me to Vietnam. My dad took me to a Steelers game. I was like 3 years old. But anyway.
3 is crazy.
Anyway, we do have a special guest here today that does embody, again, far out for the talented, unique, and misunderstood. So when I mentioned my hometown earlier today, it's because I went to Catholic school from like 1st to 7th grade, yada, yada, yada. Came to Charlotte high school with this guy. It's culture shock, predominantly black high school in Hardin. So just always feeling awkward, out of place, socially awkward black boy. The awkward black girl. I always reference Issa Rae when I talk about what far out means to me, what I want to represent. And ultimately, it's just doubling down on being yourself. Just knowing who you are, having a strong sense of self, and never really pivoting from that. So the guest we have on today, known for over a decade now, he's my frat brother. He's a therapist, he's a father, he's a plant dad. He has a lot of dope shit going on. He's a content creator. You've probably seen him on Instagram. I know he's probably made you laugh, gave you some insight, gave you some history, taught you how to step up your plant game, maybe. You know, he does a lot, and he embodies what I think far out is when it comes to really embodying that person of being truly talented, unique, and on the misunderstood side as well. I know him as Kevin, you may know him as the plant Papi, and he is our guest that we have on today. So what's up, Kev? Welcome to the FawrOut Podcast, man.
Thank you.
Thank you for being on, man.
Yes, sir.
So you heard us talk about how our days have been recently. What's new with you? How was your day?
Oh man, this week has been recovery.
Okay.
Yeah, my wife got me a massage for Father's Day. It went terribly wrong.
Whoa.
Yeah, I want you to think of the most D's short man. Oh, you know, I got to start because y'all are black men. You will understand this experience. My wife was like, babe, I'm going to get you a massage for Father's Day. I was like, bet. In the back of my head, I was like, do I need to specify to her that I want a woman to give me my massage, or is she just going? I was like, she's just going to figure it out.
Yeah.
And I'm comfortable with my sexuality, so I was prepared just in case. So I get there and I'm like, by the way, who's doing my massage? And the lady was like, oh, it's our new masseuse. I kind of don't want to say his name, but there's probably no chance that he'll ever hear it. But the person's name, I'll change it up a little bit. His name was D Knowledge. As soon as I heard that, I already had a picture in my head of what he looked like. And I was like, I know exactly who's about to give me this massage. When he came out, this man was D'd. And I was like, okay. I was expecting Hotep, not strong Hotep. Like
prison go.
This is like a Goku Super Saiyan 3. Just so you know, he came out there, short dude too, which is the funny part to me. Like you D short and named D. But I I was like, all right, cool. I'm gonna try my best to just go with the flow. And because I'm a big man, people assume I want a deep tissue massage. I do not. I like the soft massages. So we get into the massage. I'm like, all right, this is pretty cool. And then after a while, I was like, wait a minute, this is hurting a little bit. Ooh. So I was like, what pressure do you consider this? He was like, oh, this is medium firm. I was like, medium firm? You could go much lighter. He was like, all right, bet. Dude, he's also from Jersey. I should specify.
Okay, from Jersey.
He's like, bet, I got you. That pressure did not change.
Yeah, I don't want to hear that from my masseuse sneaker. Bet, I got you. Yeah. That's not what you want to hear.
Yeah, I got you, gang.
So, he was massaging, and then he was massaging my spine at one point. And I was like, bro, this just don't feel right. So I was like, you know what? The massage ended real abrupt. It was just he was done. He was like, all right, man, lights gonna turn on. I was like, okay.
Damn,
I was like, this feels awkward.
Yeah.
I was good that day. The next day, I'm working out. I got a garage gym. I'm squatting. Squats never hurt my back. Mm. I just felt like this pop. The next day, I could barely move. Had to go to urgent care. That man gave me a muscle spasm.
Ooh.
So yeah. I was last week was recovery. This week has been I could actually move again. So that's why I was like, let me make sure my back is good. So I've been feeling better. So I'll say, the week has been better than it was last.
God damn. When you said recovery.
Your wife, you say, you trying to kill me?
That's exactly what I said.
Let's get to the bottom of this.
You trying to kill? What's that? What's happening? It's my birthday. Why do I do like this?
That's kind of wild. You said that was a Father's Day gift?
Yeah, Father's Day present.
Yeah. That's not how it's supposed to go down.
Nah.
Yeah, I thought it was
when I heard new masseuse, I already was like, nah.
Yo, exactly. I was just like,
Damn. Yeah. Well, I'm glad you bounced back from that.
Oh, yeah. Man. Thank God. The muscle relaxers were
probably good.
Relaxing. I was knocked out. Couldn't go to work, so I was just sleeping.
Oh, you was chilling.
Oh, yeah.
Y'all couldn't get a refund back, could you?
Oh, I'm glad you brought that up. So yesterday, they called me because I left a really bad review. I don't normally leave reviews, but I was like, you sent me to the hospital, so I got to say something.
Yeah,
my review
I only leave bad reviews on my Google. It takes energy to make them, so you got to be mad the whole time. I don't have no positive. If it's positive, I don't send nothing.
My review was petty, so they called me. I saw who it was. I was like, nah, I'm sending them a voicemail because I was like, nah. When I call, I need my wife. The black wife effect. Because if you need someone to get some stuff done, you're gonna get a black woman by your side to do it. So my wife is just like, oh, how are you guys gonna rectify the situation? And I was like, get him, babe. And then basically, she got them to get a refund. I have another massage on Monday with a woman masseuse. For a recovery massage.
Damn.
So, it's going to be good. That and they're going to add hot stones to the treatment because they messed me up. So,
well, I'm glad you're with us today. And I'm glad I saw you walk in here. So,
facts.
I would have never known. I would have never known.
Yeah, I was limping last week. It was bad.
Yeah, that's. I'm sorry you had that experience, bro. Yeah. But I do want to go into your background since you are the plant Papi and my frat bro, Phi Beta Sigma. I didn't mention that earlier. Husband too. I think I just said father, left out husband, but husband as well. So I broke down earlier what FawrOut is and my background and Waz's background as well as identifying what that is. So with you just being this big personality to me and just how you've always owned being yourself, crossing by yourself as a Sigma and just never being afraid to not be who you are, never was influenced by others. That's a tough thing to do because, sometimes it's easy to try to just get in where you fit in or you may wear a mask that's not really you. So let's just start with where are you from? What's your background? Where does everything start for you?
So when people ask me that question, I always say that I'm the son of 2 Haitian immigrants. I'm originally from New York, but I basically grew up down here. So we moved down here when I was 4th grade, so I'm a North Carolinian. But if someone asks me, I'm always going to say I'm from New York. All I have is Yankee hats. Not a Yankee fan. I'm not even into sports. So people are like, oh man, Yankees. I'm like, yeah, sure.
Yeah. I wear baseball hats all the time. They always be like, yeah. I'll be like,
okay.
I wear my pirate shit all the time now.
But yeah, so son of Haitian immigrants, originally from New York, but grew up down here, and yeah.
So did you go to private school down here? Or you went to regular public school?
Regular public school the whole time.
Gotcha.
So I would say, I think just being in elementary school, you're not really privy to recognizing like the lack of diversity. It wasn't extremely bad. Like I feel like we were definitely outnumbered by the white kids, but I would say like back in New York, it was extremely diverse. So I never really paid attention to it. And I think the first time I kind of recognized like, oh, it was probably like middle school. Yeah.
Gotcha. What high school did you go to down here?
So I'm in Concord. I went to J.M. Robinson.
Concord.
No, I know about that.
Gotcha. Okay, cool. So like, what was like a moment, could have been high school or any particular moment where you kind of felt like peculiar or just a little different from everybody, but doubled down on like, this is who I am. Fuck y'all. Like, when did that happen?
You know, I feel like I recognize I was peculiar. I think not my whole life. I'll definitely say high school. Because, you know, being a black guy that was in the anime back when we were growing up, it was
different.
Yeah.
He can attest to that.
Yeah, you didn't have like the people who made it poppin'. We didn't have Michael B. Jordan just saying like, "Oh yeah, I love Naruto." Like, nah, like
none of that.
You were just lame unless you were just the G. You're gonna get picked on for it. So I'll definitely say high school is where I noticed it, but I don't think I became comfortable truly in myself and expressing myself unapologetically, honestly, until after I crossed. Because I tell people this all the time. As black men, it means so much to have other black men validate you being you. So for me, I feel like the first time that happened was when I was on my journey to becoming a Sigma. It was having these other black men tell me like, just be you. Like, we are not asking you to be someone else. Like, one thing they would always tell us, like, if you were lame before, you're just gonna be a lame dude with letters. So like, it was like the way they talked to us, they were just like, look, like, this isn't gonna change who you are, so just be who you are. And although my frat brothers would make fun of me for the stuff that I do, it never felt like they were teasing me. It was brotherly love. So it was just like, and funny thing is, like, half of them were making fun of me for the stuff that I got them into now. So it was just like, it's a way of life. So I definitely say that was probably the first time where I felt accepted. And due to that acceptance, I started becoming more me and not afraid of being me.
True. I was going to add on to Sigma. That's also what drew me to it too. Cause you know, other orgs, there's like already like kind of like a stereotype you feel like you got to adapt to. And it's like, yo, I'm not really that.
Yep.
And, yeah, they definitely exclusively inclusive of like everyone.
Yeah.
So that's the shit that drew me to it. You don't really got to change who you are. So shout out to Sigma for that.
Yeah.
So after college, you did cross solo, which is still crazy to me.
You ever Naruto run like in public when you was growing up?
You know,
like in those times where you Naruto running?
I feel like I've done it as a grown man, not as a child.
Okay.
I ain't gonna lie, I did it like a couple of weeks ago. We took my wife and I took our son to the park, and we were trying to fly a kite. I didn't know you actually needed it to be a little bit cooler and more windy. I thought, wind would just happen. So I'm out here
trying to get it going.
Don't work like that.
Oh yeah.
Okay, cool. I was about to say, because back then that was like, it's like a death sentence.
Done for.
You was a weirdo forever.
Gotcha. So basically, as like a Charlotte native, Concord, Charlotte native. How was your experience at UNC Charlotte? What made you go to UNC Charlotte?
I had no other choice. Again, I'm a son of immigrants. And luckily for me, I had parents who helped me pay for college. So
Gotcha.
UNCC was my only choice. Like I got into Smith, I got into Central, and I never even applied to either one, which is funny to me. I still don't understand how it happened, but I got into both schools. They offered me scholarships, and my parents were like, no, you're not going there. I was like, but all you want me to do is go to a school that I could drive to. And I was like, why can't I go to Smith? My parents, not understanding, HBCU culture, all they thought about was like, oh, it's an all black school. It's not safe. And granted, I went to Smith for grad school. That mindset changed once they went to my graduation, and they were like, yo, it's so beautiful seeing our people celebrated in this way.
Yeah.
So I didn't have a choice. That's why I went to UNCC.
Gotcha.
Okay.
Gotcha.
Yeah. You said both your parents were Haitian?
Yeah.
What's that? Sapase?
No, Naboule, PT.
Yeah. Okay.
Type
I've been places, I learn these things when I travel. I just learn, different languages. It's just culture. I'm a cultured man.
Yeah, world will now walk. But I did. What else? I want to ask, because I was going to ask later, but since you mentioned Smith, like, just your experiences or the nuances maybe between you and outside of it being HBCU, like between UNC Charlotte, your experience at undergrad and then your experience going to grad school at Smith, like any big differences or anything?
So specifically, like I'm a therapist. So my master's degree was in master's of social work, and my bachelor's degree is a bachelor's of social work. And I keep looking. I don't know which camera to look at. Probably not supposed to look at any of them.
I still be looking at it.
But just basically, you know, a social work degree, social work in general is a field dominated by white women, which is like, I feel like most healthcare, human service related fields tend to be dominated by women, sometimes, especially in the South, white women. So that was primarily who was teaching me, like in school. When I go to Smith, almost all of my professors are black men, which is, I'm a very big proponent of representation matters. So it was amazing learning that, like, learning my craft from like other black men. So like, that is the biggest takeaway I take from going to Smith, going to HBCU, is like being, and not even just that, but I was no longer the only, like, I was one of, I think, 3 black men in my cohort, but I was not the only black man. I was not the only black person. It was primarily black people. We had 3 white people in our cohort, and it was like, man, it felt so refreshing when we're talking about the black community, not being like the person everybody's looking at, like not having to be the voice and just being present. It was the first time ever in education where I was just like, dang. Now I see why people go to HBCUs. This is a whole different experience. Like, it felt like my professors were for me, and not like for me, yet challenging, and not just challenging and I'm in just another page or another number. If that makes sense. Yeah.
Facts. More hands-on. Yeah, that sounds like a dope experience. Shout out to Johnson C. Smith.
Yeah.
What made you want to be a therapist?
At first, I didn't want to be a therapist. I just wanted to be a social worker, and I knew if I wanted to make more money in social workers don't be making money. But I knew if I wanted to make more money, I need to get my master's. So I got my master's, and actually, before I went to Smith, I actually went to Winthrop.
I think I remember that.
Yeah, I flunked out of Winthrop.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, you know.
I didn't know that.
And I will say, like, that experience humbled me so much and made me recognize that I need to ask people for help. My whole thing is, and I think that really shaped my time at Smith, because I was one of 2 black men in that program, one of 3 men in that program, and I just always felt uncomfortable, and I really didn't understand like why that was. Like, that program it was almost like they were trying to make sure not all of us graduated, and me that didn't make sense to me, especially like in our field. I'm like, we're in a field of like helping people, trying to educate, and I understand needing to be challenged, so you understand. But it was like the work I did at Winthrop, just granted, I didn't ask the professors to like help me understand what I was doing wrong. I was just like, nah, I'm gonna figure it out by myself, which led to my downfall. So it was recognizing that, and then feeling like I got my second chance at Smith, because they knew I went through Winthrop. They knew I flunked out. They were like, hey, you could still get into this advanced standing program, get that master's degree in a year. So it was almost like, you good? I was like, all right, cool. So yeah, but I forgot what the question was. So
I asked you what made you want to be a therapist. I asked you what made you want to be a therapist.
So when I flunked out of Winthrop, I ended up living with my sister, and I got a job. I couldn't find any job, so I was working at a gas station, and I was working at Circle K, and that's when I hit my low point. It was a rainy day. I was taking out trash. Trash juice got on my lip. Ooh. And I was like, bro, I have a bachelor's degree. Oh my goodness. And I'm taking out trash. I got trash juice on my lip. Ooh. I was just down bad after that moment. I was like, I flunked out. So my mentor, who's also
I'm fighting the air outside, I'm fighting the raindrops.
That is so disgusting, bro. I would have set the trash on fire. Knees, just like, I would have filled out one of the gas, but I would have fucking set that trash on fire, bro.
Man, that's what I wanted to do. But it was like, damn. My mentor, who's also my frat brother, A. Maurice Harvey, he actually started an organization called Black Male Therapists of Charlotte, and he's been convincing me for years, like, hey, man, you need to try therapy. So he hooked me up with one of our other frat brothers with a job in Gastonia. And I basically became an alternative school teacher. It was like basically this type of school is where they send kids who have mental health issues and they go there to get their education. But really what it is like they learn more skills so they could go back to regular school.
Yeah, okay. It was like Dorada, kind of like that school thing. Charlotte,
alternative joint. Yeah.
But like, just think about that as like smaller and more problems. So
that's how you got your bad. This how you finish UNC Charlotte.
No, that was right after I flunked out of Winthrop.
Got you.
Because I left that and I was like, hey, bro, like I need help. He was like, hey, reach out to our frat brother at this position and say, hey, do you have anything? They did. I interviewed. They gave me the job. They hired me that same day. I was supposed to go to work at the gas station. My wife said, forget that. Go to that interview. So I did. And it was like working with those kids and kind of helping them get their skills and kind of recognizing that most of those kids had problems, not because of just who they were, it's because of issues they had at home. Mm-hmm. So I was like, man, like I'm counseling these kids and I'm not even a therapist. And they offered me another job where I did something called intensive in-home therapy. I wasn't the therapist, but I worked on a team with a therapist. I'm what they call a qualified professional. So they gave me some training and I just did interventions with kids in their house or out in the community. And it was in that moment I was like, yeah, I need to go back to school. Cause I'm like, if I'm enjoying doing this, I'm enjoying doing the real thing. Mm-hmm. So that's basically what got me on the road to being a therapist, was kind of recognizing that people had like issues normally stemming from their home. And I was like, you know what? I can be the person to help them out. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
What's a common issue that you see in young black boys that you, I guess, see? Like something that you just like, well, this is always an issue.
I would say just with black men in general is just like understanding that our anger is a secondary emotion. Mm-hmm. And basically what that means is that like anger is kind of like a mask that we wear to kind of hide like the actual emotion that we really are feeling.
Okay.
Like most of the time when you're angry, like you might not actually just be angry. You might be like upset. You might be confused, irritated, like you just don't have the words for it. So it's like automatically we're taught anger because you from a young age, if you're crying, what they gonna tell you to do? Like they tell you like stop, man up, But what is celebrated with us? Anger, especially for those of us that do sports. So like use that anger, use it as your fuel.
I don't want to see them walk at the end of this game.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Good times.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
No. So that's amazing.
Damn, that is a lot of trauma, man.
It really is. God, because I see that though, because they really don't know how to explain it. Like they always, or people always be like, "Yeah, I'm gangster. Like, bro, you overly emotional. Like, you're not gangster. Everything somebody says sets you off to that level, bro. You are.
Or they just suppress it too, and then they have like a huge ego and stuff like that too. So I see that like a lot of older black men.
Oh yeah. You can't tell them nothing.
Yeah, I know. Damn. Yeah, I know someone who would benefit greatly from therapy, but they're elderly now, and their childhood really set them back really bad. They became very successful in their career and everything that they did, but they don't see that there's like an issue with them, and they're just too prideful. So it's almost it's kind of rough. But I'm a person that tried therapy out before myself, so. It was a decent experience.
So you said tried. I'm like, you didn't like it?
Yeah, I mean, it was cool. My therapist, we're like the same age. Like, we're all the same age. But I feel like I'm like aware of a lot of things. So like, you don't really have to fish out what like what's wrong with me. I'm more so. I was the client that would tell you, this is what I want to work on because I think this is impacting this, that, and the third, this, that, and the third. So they kind of helped guide and steer me, but it wasn't like, I kind of think I needed someone like older that's a little bit more experienced because like, everyday life stuff, they might have still been going to just regular same little shit I'm going through. And that wasn't really too helpful.
Yeah, it just may not be like a good fit for you. Like,
he was good though. He was good.
Oh yeah, back when I was doing like private practice, like one of the main things I would do when someone would call and ask for like they'd ask me like, hey, like, can I talk to you, see if you'd be a good fit? I'm like, yeah. One of the main things I would start off saying is like, yo, I'm a shit talking therapist. Like, I'm gonna call you out in the moment, but in a respectful way. Like one way I ended all my sessions is like we would give feedback. I'd tell them like, yo, this is what you could do. What do you have for me? So I know how to move forward. And some people, as soon as I said I'm shit talking, they were like, oh, no, I can't do that. So it was like 9 times out of 10, the people that heard that and they responded to it well, they worked with me, they did great, and they grew. So it's kind of like someone might look like they're perfect for you on paper, kind of like a girl, you know what I'm saying? But like when you're actually with them, you're like,
it's a basket case.
That's you're not.
It's a good one.
Are your sessions, are they in person or you do like Zoom or?
Oh, not anymore. Now I work for a company that sends me to different mental health facilities, and I provide therapy to the patients that they have there.
Gotcha.
Yeah, it's a job I started doing after my kid was born because I was like, private practice, it was cool, but them taxes, boy, yeah, that and I needed insurance.
Yeah,
so, yeah.
Smart man. Smart man.
Things I do for love.
Yeah, right. Sacrifice, man. So I'm pretty sure people that come across this will recognize your face on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook as a helpful, insightful, funny, charismatic guy who's really, really into plants, the plant Papi. So how did you become a content creator? Like, how did the whole Plant Papi page, how did that start?
Boy, it just happened. Like, basically it started with COVID. My wife and I, we were looking at each other, and I was like, if we're going to survive being stuck in this house together, we need hobbies. Right. So she was like, okay, I'm going to start my garden. I was like, cool. I was like, you know what? I've tried growing plants indoors so many times. I've always killed them. I'm going to try again. So.
So you naturally weren't like a green thumb.
The funny thing about that, the whole concept of green thumb is because a king saw people working with plants and chlorophyll would get on their thumb, and that didn't mean they were actually good with it. So I feel like no one really is a green thumb. You just got to figure out like what plant works with your lifestyle and what goes well. Facts. Facts. Yeah, but like basically my wife, she actually started her Instagram page first, Dom's Little Garden, and what happened was I feel like social media, it feels like everyone has become too cool. Like people are too cool to comment, too cool to like I don't want to say it like that, but it just feels like sometimes people are just too cool, except for like black women. Black women, like their best friend will put up the ugliest photo ever. They like, yes, queen, like under the comments. Like every time. Yeah, like
talking about every time.
So my wife would post up, she just started a gardening Instagram page, and she followed other gardeners would follow her, and she would just be talking about like, oh, I'm having this problem, and people flooded her comments like, yo, you should do this, you should do that. And I was like, this is abnormal to me because I feel like we're in the age of social media where everyone was like too cool. And I was like, people are literally strangers on the internet are helping you. So I was like, you know what? Let me do that with my plants. And then I started like paying attention to like, there's a whole plant community. I feel like no matter what hobby you're into, there's a community of it on social media. If you like making model kits, there's a whole community. If you like
trains,
bro, there are people out there. Yo, so it's just like I learned that there's a plant community, and looking into that, I was like, there wasn't a lot of black creators. There was only one that I really paid attention to. His name's Hilton Carter. He's like the most famous man I would consider about plants on social media, black man as well. And me, I was like, I love what he does, but I was like, after a while, I was like, I want to start because people would see me and they're like, I'm not used to seeing the black man that's into plants. And I kind of peeped that. I was like, oh, well, you know what? Let me just start posting the stuff that I wanted to see on social media. So after a while, like I started seeing other people who influenced like how I started. So there's this guy named ZZ Nelson who he started a page called Black Men with Gardens. And he would post up like just black men in gardens taking care of plants. Like it was like a shout out page, but then his own personal page, he's an artist. Like he does work with like flowers, plants. And I was like, yo, that's dope. So I was like, I want to try doing that. So I started doing like DIY stuff. There's a woman in California, Courtney. She's my homegirl now. Black Girl Green Thumb is her name. She was combining her love for plants and sneakers. So she literally does this thing called Sneakers and Plants, where she flies to different cities, finds black people that love plants and sneakers, and she does photo shoots. And me, I was like, yo, this is dope. Yeah. So I have a whole sneaker wall. So I started combining my love for sneakers, plants. And then I was like, I had Funko Pops a whole bunch at the time. I started putting my Funko Pops with my plants. So it was just like people basically started gravitating toward me because I'm this black man that they're not used to seeing black men with plants, who is also a sneakerhead.
That likes Funko Pops.
Who's a nerd. And all these things just start combining together. So it wasn't until recently I started being more therapeutic because I wanted it to be like my escape from therapy. But now kind of like where I am, I was like, you know, I want to bring this part too, because one of my life mottos is I do it to show other people that they can. So I'm kind of like, I don't want to be that person that I feel like people feel like they got to have this page for this page for that. I'm like, nah, I'm gonna just do all of it in one space. Mm-hmm. So yeah, that answered the question.
Yeah, hella organic, man. That's organic how it started out. So COVID, hobbies to keep from going crazy, and everything just naturally fell into place. So I do see your content clips. You have like viral clips and things of that nature. So with that, like, how do you overcome self-doubt when it comes to putting up a video? Like, if it hits, if it doesn't hit, or if you feel like posting, because if you're going through like your own little funk, sometimes you don't really be wanting to post. So, like, how do you work through that stuff?
I don't think I really started getting good at it until this past either late last year or earlier this year. I met up with another one of my frat brothers. He's actually my son's godfather. I'm his son's godfather, Damon. His cousin wife, she does like brand marketing, and she's been telling me like for years, like, yo, like, you know, you should like talk to me. And I was kind of having some trouble because I was just like, I didn't know where I wanted to go with my page. I was working with a marketing like brand manager for like a month, and I hated it because I felt like they kind of lost me a lot of opportunities trying to get money. And then they essentially ghosted me. And I met with her because I was like, I feel like I need guidance. So I sat down with her and her husband, who's a videographer, and we just had like a session where we just talked, and they were like, what do you want it to be? And I was like, I really don't know. And then I came down to like my core tenets. I was like, I just want, let me read my bio because that's basically what it is. Hold up real quick. So I ain't paraphrase, just tell you what it is. My motto is like, you come for the plants, but you stay for the vibes. Like, you might laugh, you might learn, you might cry. So basically what I recognize is like, one day I'm wearing my therapist hat. Another day I'm being creative and turning the sneaker into a planner. Another day I'm sharing stuff about my family. So I was just like, I just want my space to be a place where you might come here to learn, because I also talk about like history of different things. You might come here because you need a laugh, because, you know, I'm just funny sometimes. Or you might come there to cry in a good way. Like, I made a video where I almost cried. Like, I was talking about like going to the park with my son. Like, that was me, my wife, and my son's first time flying a kite. And I made a video about it, and I was like, yo, this is amazing. So I was just like, I just want to be like a space to where people don't necessarily escape, but they kind of get a piece of mindfulness. So when it comes to trying to fight that feeling of not posting, I'm like, I don't know who this might impact. Like, and maybe the post won't do well, but I kind of look at it as, let's say, if 100 people like this, because I have 208,000 followers like currently on Instagram, and I'm like, if only 100 people like this, that means 100 people saw this and they enjoy this enough to like. And because, you know, people don't be liking stuff now. That's a fact. Right through it. So I'm like, this impacted them enough to do that. Or I enjoy it more when people comment, because that lets me know that like something about this made you want to say something, right? Even if it's just putting an emoji. Like, that's why I don't like comment on people's stuff all the time. I'd rather put like a GIF. I'm like, I want you to know exactly how I'm feeling, you know, like, but yeah. So there are times where like I don't want to, but the algorithm rewards consistency. So I kind of look at it as, let me be consistent, and you know what? If it works out, it does. If it doesn't, it doesn't. And meeting with Katie's her name, the brand person, like she kind of like was like, not every post you do is going to go viral, and that shouldn't be your goal. Your goal should really just be to put out what you want to put out. So I kind of look at it as, if I don't feel like recording it, then I'm not even going to worry about continuing, because if I don't feel like recording it, I'm not going to like editing it. So I kind of go with the vibe of like, if I'm enjoying recording and I'm enjoying the editing, I'm going to post it. Whether it does good or bad is up to the mixture of the algorithm and people who rock with it. So yeah.
Makes sense. All right, Wall 2 times. If you had anything, I was going to say, take it away with you.
Take it away. We going right into it. Okay. Big Back Chronicles. For everybody out here that don't know what Big Back Chronicle is, it is when you tell a big back story about what happened some food that you ate that was big back. This is for big back, little backs, medium back people. Everybody got a big back story. Everybody has done some fat shit at some point. Some people have done it the day they see this. Some people have done it the day before they seen it. Some people are doing it right now.
As they're watching or listening.
Yeah.
Yes. So I am going to start off with my big back story that took place last week.
All right, what happened, man?
So my a family member of mine has started selling plates and stuff like that. I ain't gonna put his name out there because I don't want him to know what I did. But his oven stopped working, so I live close. He came to my house and used my oven to warm up my favorite dish, mac and cheese. Ooh. And he's also, he's a cook. He's a cook. He's a real good cook. And I know that macaroni and cheese is good because I've had it before. And I know he's selling these plates. You know, I don't want no, I ain't trying to get a percentage or nothing. I don't want no money. You know, everything I want is right there in the oven. Everything is in the oven. So I buy a plate or whatever, that's fine. But like, when it's done, he tells me to check it. I'm looking at it and I'm like, yeah, it's ready. It's ready, So, I do some fat shit. I use a clean utensil. I use like a little scooper, and I take like a little corner out, and I try to cover it up with like whatever is left in the mac and cheese. It's a big pan, so I'm just trying to slide over what's ever left. And I don't know. I hope he don't see this because I know. He probably didn't want me to touch it because I asked him about it. He kind of ignored me, but I got some of that mac and cheese, bro. Using my oven, I'm gonna get a little piece of that. And I ate some, and I had like a little to the side. And then I went over there and I actually bought a plate, and I told him because he did like different sides. I was like, no, I want 2 sides of mac again. So I like doubled down on the mac and cheese. Like, yeah, it was a lot of mac and cheese.
I saw you post about that recently too.
Yeah, that was like that was like the second time. The first time it happened, I was like, I gotta get a piece. And,
I know mac and cheese that's probably better than that.
What?
Yeah, my sister. And I know a lot of people are, oh man, my sister has won best cheap mac and cheese in Charlotte twice.
Oh, she's actually won, and she actually submitted her mac and cheese.
Like competitions, like she's not consistent with her business, but every now and again around the holidays, she pops back up. She's Twisted Mac on IG. But like she has won competitions. She makes like a 3 cheese mac.
Yeah.
My favorite was the taco mac.
Taco mac.
Yep. She made a Philly cheesesteak mac. I'm telling you, jalapeno popper.
She sell this?
Yes.
Jalapeno popper.
Jalapeno popper.
What's her Instagram handle?
Twisted Mac.
Twisted
I
Mac.
Go back to the gym. I can't be eating all this mac and cheese.
Oh my god!
Look, I have not been eating carbs this year that.
We'll talk later about that. Yeah. We don't need all that mac and cheese. But yeah, that's my story for Big Back Chronicles. I like double down. I don't make mac and cheese, so every time I get a piece of it, I'm like a crackhead. For the mac. So
I understand.
Yeah,
I understand. I guess I'll go with mine.
He's got you, man. Go ahead.
So my Big Back Chronicle story was recorded last night.
Live.
I had some ice cream. I don't really eat ice cream like that, but I picked up some ice cream. Something was laying around.
You ate the whole tub?
No, I ate the whole tub, but I added something to it, man.
What did you add to it?
I added some
ice
shit.
cream?
Yeah, I added some shit to it, man.
Wait, all right, you got what flavor? What did you add?
Yeah.
So it was like, I think, a strawberry cheesecake ice cream, store brand.
Okay.
From Food Line. Yeah, Food Line, I think. No, Harris Teeter. And what I added to it was a Twinkie.
But was it good though?
Yeah, I know, bro.
Where you get a Twinkie from?
I was at my mom's house. My mom still buys shit from like when I was a fucking little kid and shit. So I seen it on the top of the microwave.
You like Twinkies when you was a little boy?
Nah, I did, but I don't really eat crazy. I know, man. Everyone's like I dropped the goddamn bomb.
I want
baby cheesecake.
But yes, bro. So it was like from Harris Teeter. This is the same thing. I saw Stephanie Mills too the other day. If you guys know Stephanie Mills, that's a freaking legend. I saw her at Harris Teeter. Shout out to Stephanie Mills. But yeah, so I got some strawberry cheesecake.
Yeah.
Harris Teeter brand ice cream. My mother had some Twinkies out, and I was eating it. And I kind of like looking up, and I'm like, nah, man, I ain't gonna do that. Nah. And I took another bite, and I'm like, that's like the last one, though. So,
Can't be no boy.
Did you make a little sandwich?
Nah, I just put it onto the side and I like took my spoon, I cut into the Twinkie. Yeah. Then I got some ice cream.
Ooh.
Yeah, that was my big bag. I went to the gym this morning though, but I wasn't real proud of myself going to bed. I wasn't real proud of myself, but yeah, that's the big bag shit I did like as of like 24 hours ago. So,
oh man,
got Twinkies at your house. It can get dangerous quick.
Yeah,
I love a good Twinkie.
Yeah,
I haven't had one in a minute though.
Yeah. Do they age? I know somebody with like an old Twinkie that still looked at.
I don't think they.
They say it could survive the zombie apocalypse.
It's probably like a McDonald's French fry. With ice cream. That shit
with
crazy.
Ice cream.
That shit crazy, gang.
They have a Twinkies. Do they have a Twinkies ice cream? I know the Little Debbie started coming out with all the different. Like, they have the strawberry shortcake.
Yeah, that was my shit.
Cream. Oh, it was good.
That was my shit.
Yeah, that was my big bag shit. But Kev, you used to be a big back guy. You lost some weight, so what's your big back?
Just put him on the spotlight.
Yeah, because it's like this year I haven't been drinking. I basically cut most of my carbs.
Okay,
nice.
So it's like I've been working out, but on Father's Day I was like I'm being bad. Because after that,
real bad.
After that traumatizing massage, man, nothing but cakes was right there, and IG just be telling you everything. So they said nothing but cakes has a limited time flavors, and they have a s'mores one.
Yeah. Oh, nothing but. Oh yeah. So they go crazy.
I got the s'mores one.
I heard.
And then I also got a carrot cake because I love carrot cake, and I got my wife her flavor, and me, I was like, I ate both of those cakes. But that wasn't it. I was like, hey, babe, I ate bad. And I was like, we're going to continue this just for the day. I was like, just for one day, we're just going to eat real bad. So I feel like in the South, the best fried chicken comes from either like gas stations. But you know who's surprised has some good fried chicken?
Who?
Lowe's Foods. Lowe's Foods has some great fried chicken. And they have some rolls. And like I said, I haven't been eating carbs, so I haven't had fried chicken in a minute. When I say I fucked up those rolls and the fried chicken, made little chicken sandwiches with the fried chicken.
You indulge.
Oh, and then I told my wife to DoorDash some McDonald's fries. So your big back story is nothing, bro. Fried chicken sandwiches, McDonald's fries,
cakes.
Dipping the McDonald's fries into the gravy because we also got the gravy and mashed potatoes from the
Damn, Kev.
Yeah.
You said fuck it. You know people on Twitter like fuck it. Mike movie.
It's like you said the toe this morning was like everybody got it. Everybody got
everything.
That's what it sounded like you did. You said fuck it and went crazy.
Mm-hmm. You deserve it, man.
Yeah,
I'm glad carbs in a while neither. Yeah, go crazy.
I'm glad you shared that big backstory with us, man.
Yes. And if you have a big backstory, please send it in, comment. Whatever. We would love to hear your big backstory. We will read them out loud. Kurt will say your name. I won't. So send it to who you want to.
Yeah, because you don't need to have that type of shame. So I will say your name and free that for you. So
exactly. We all can be a part of it.
But yeah, send that to our page, the FawrOut page. You can see we have on merch. So we are trying to work on being consistent and everything we say that we're gonna do. Including getting that page active. So
there you go.
You could possibly pre-order these in the next few days or so. Please. But I do want to I do thank you for stopping by.
Oh yeah,
I appreciate it because I see you post, but I actually know you, so I feel like it's important for you to actually because when I see you post, you're not like somebody that's trying to be something you're not. Like yo, that's really Kev. Like that's really that nigga doing that. But I want to kind of close with us saying what makes us like the farthest out type shit. So like whatever personality trait we have, skills, gifts from God, like what do you think makes you farthest out? So I can start with Wild Whistle.
What makes me far out, man?
Or farthest out.
Yeah, the farthest of out. Oh man, I really don't want to be cliche. Let me think. Yeah, so I would say what makes me far out. Like, I mean, that's really it, man. I know at the end of the day that nobody can be me. No matter what they do, no matter how they dress or anything. And I walk around thinking nobody wants to be me. Like I feel like everybody's trying to. They look on social media trying to be somebody. Like me, I'm myself. Like you see me, I'm not. You like no. I've always done things my way, and I think that's probably what makes me far out because I know I'm Wawa, and nobody else can ever be that.
Spoken like a real Cowboys fan, man. That's all I got.
Goddamn right. Okay.
It did sound like a Cowboys response.
Oh man,
it's us, bro. It's us.
Yeah, nah. I like that. I think mine that makes me far out or farthest out. I think is just the ability to embrace finally being not as socially awkward because I'm like 32 now. Nobody got time for that shit. But being able to recognize that there are a lot of people that, you know, look like us that maybe felt like outcast or just out the way and to the left, but they really dope. And, you know, just validating that, like, as you said, like, we're both being Sigmas and your frat bros from UNC Charlotte was getting on you, clowning on you about whatever, how you are. But they always respected you for being you. You never had to change or flip a switch to be something you're not. So I think what makes me like FawrOut and shit is just identifying that, like recognizing a lot of my pain and like trauma, like the years of high school and then Johnson C. Smith. Even then, it took a little bit while after, but going to that, having that HBCU experience right here in Charlotte, I got to experience Charlotte from like a different perspective. And I took that with me, even going back to Pennsylvania. So that's still always going to be connected to me. But just going from feeling, you know, not a part of things or sticking out like a sore thumb to embracing that and then ultimately finding your community and then kind of helping bring those together and under a brand. Like they say, no idea under the sun is original or new. But, you know, here in Charlotte and beyond, I think me being able to identify things and being proud of who you are after years of not liking myself, I think that makes you FawrOut. Because that took a long time.
That's beautiful, man.
That took a long time to come to that. So, what about you, Plant Papi, brother Ted?
I would just say embracing the weird, being unapologetically myself, and like, I think if there's one thing I want, like all of like the people closest to me to be themselves, and like, when I get together with my people, like I always try to figure out like, yo, like what is something that you into? Because, you know, I feel like as men, especially, like I'm not into sports. Yeah. So dudes be out here just talking about like the game. I'm like, it's a foreign language to me. I'm like, anyway, man, like what you been into, man? Yeah. Like, oh, you know, I actually started watching this one show on Max. Like, oh, what is it? And then like, bro, like being unapologetic with myself has just like got me in touch with like the most random people. Like one thing I try to tell people is I enjoy watching rich white lady dramas on TV. Like that, I don't know what it is about. I think it's all the drama that I don't have to try to help fix as a therapist. Yeah. So, you know, I just be getting into it. Like,
my guilty pleasure show is Cheetahs.
See what I'm talking about?
I love
you see how that happens? Because I said it. Look, that's what I'm talking about.
That's my shit, bro. Now. That's my shit.
Yeah.
They got a new one with Tammy. Oh, Tammy be going off. Oh, that thing be so good. I love it. I love it so much. I really don't care about reality TV, but that gets me like all the time.
It's just like,
it's just something about
when
it.
one person talks about like their quirk, it kind of like leaves that room for other people to talk about theirs. And then you kind of recognize like we are all just humans that have different interests. So I think me is just talking about mine. Like I just started watching Grey's Anatomy. And I'm like,
oh, you ready to cry? You about to be crying?
Yo, not even like. First of all, my wife is also a therapist, and I finished season 1. She's like, "Who's your favorite character?" I was like, "You ain't gonna be able to guess it." And then you watch the show?
No, I don't watch it,
but like basically, there's only like one black woman on the show. I'm like,
the black woman created it too.
Oh yeah, Shonda Rhimes. But like, I was like, "You ain't gonna be able to guess who my favorite character is." And she was like, "Bailey." I was like, "How the hell do you know?" And then she was like, "Cause you like strong black women." I was like, "You damn right." So, but yeah, it's just like recognizing that you are like your greatest superpower and like your vibe attracts your tribe. So like for me, it's just like just being myself unapologetically and hoping the people I get in contact with can also become more themselves. Because when we do that, like it like opens up like a whole new level of life in my experience. So yeah, be unapologetically you.
Yeah. Finding your child, your vibe attracts your child.
Oh yeah, I saw that show on Tumblr like years ago, bro.
I like that.
Yeah, that's good.
That's fire. But that's what you hear, man. You help amplify this message I'm trying to convey what FawrOut is. Absolutely. So while you had anything you want to sign off on or anything you want to leave the people with?
Yes, and we get to talk about it, but just your favorite 3 animes, no order.
Oh yeah, y'all the anime guys.
Just three. We just gonna get
y'all got that.
Man, you know, like the worst. So you know, as unapologetically I am ashamed sometimes to say what my favorite anime is because of the fandom. Yeah. But it's the first anime that got me to watch stuff in sub. My Hero Academia.
Really?
See, you felt that judgment? Yeah, really?
No, I like it. I watch it. I watch. I'm at the point now. I'm ready for it to be over. I'm kind of mad now. I'm ready for it to end.
Oh, because you caught up?
Yeah, I mean, I know what happens. Yeah,
I don't read any manga, so I don't know. But
I don't read it neither. But I mean, you know what's gonna happen. You know, you don't know how it's gonna happen, but you know what's gonna happen.
But definitely My Hero Academia. Okay. Death Note, because when I was depressed after flunking out of grad school, that's when I actually really started watching like anime. And like, so Death Note was always like close to my heart in that one.
Real gothic.
Then a
vibe.
third one. Dang, I don't even know. What is one I watched and really enjoyed?
A recent one that you really like?
I be on and off when it comes to anime. I've been watching a lot of them Rich Riley dramas. I don't be remembering. Wow, I'm dumbfounded. I would say one that's coming to my mind is probably not my quote unquote favorite, but I enjoyed the storyline. It's on Netflix. It's called Erased.
Oh yeah. That's an older one. Yeah, I know you're talking about. No, that's really good.
Oh yeah. Well, back then, you know about like that. You know,
that was a good story.
It was like,
real good story.
Like butterfly effect. Like one of my favorite things to do is like I find out like something that somebody enjoys. Like I tell people like if you're a fan of Dexter, you might love Death Note.
Yeah.
So I try to like
right.
as soon as somebody tells me something they like, I'm like, oh, you should check out this anime. It's very much like it.
Death Note's
by doing that, I've gotten half my boys into anime.
Yeah.
Now they can't shut up about Naruto and whatnot.
Naruto, I'll take Goku's the best. Goku's the best. That's all I hear them say. But yeah, okay, good. Okay, that's some solid picks, man. That's all I wanted to know. Nothing too crazy.
Yeah, I can't contribute to that conversation.
I'm gonna get you into it, man.
Yeah, I'll be down to check some shit out. But yeah, did you want to leave people with what you got coming up or your handles, IG tags, all that stuff, Facebook? On
Facebook, Instagram, and primarily Instagram and TikTok, I am the Plant Papi. ThePlantPapi. And I talk about plants, talk about mental health, family. I be doing random skits with my wife. If you just like random stuff, that's the only thing I'm plugging. People like, you selling anything? I don't know. I might do merch one day, but if you like my personality, you might like the page. Yeah.
Type shit, man. Well, shit, that does it for the Far Perspective. Plant Papi, Wild 2 times, Kurt Architect. Look, be on the lookout for our merch. We are trying to get this thing rocking and rolling. Thank you guys for watching, liking, subscribing. Please share, and we're signing out.